Welcome to my second video. I guess the first video didn't turn out the way I wanted it. The goal was to show a progressive way of solving disputes in the most progressive tech. Alas, turned out a bit funny. Happens. Well, let me talk about today another topic which is of great interest to me and might be of interest to you as well. It's about why do people go and file cases in court? Well, here are some of the reasons. The first reason is whenever you have a dispute, you go and consult a lawyer. Now let me explain to you how the business of law works, or rather how the business of litigating lawyers works. It works, I get a client. There are two ways of making money in for a litigation lawyer. One way is that you get multiple clients, consult them, solve their problems as soon as possible, move on to the next client. But it requires a lot of marketing, a lot of client base. Only then this mode is possible. The other way is you get a client, charge him for each visit to a court, and make sure that there are multiple visits to a court. Now the problem, the law is not at fault. Maybe in a small town or even in a big town, for a new lawyer, it's very difficult to get new clients. So he obviously wants you to go and file that case so that he has a continuous source of revenue. Now, is it beneficial for you or no? That is something that you have to decide for. The second reason why people file cases is because I'm not sure how many of you have heard about ADR before. Usually when we speak about out-of-court settlements, it's mostly, maybe it's illegal, maybe it's through bhylog, or maybe it's not legal. So how many of you before this video were aware of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act? Now this is a perfectly legal way to resolve a dispute outside the court. Third reason is most of us can be egoistic. Like whenever we are hurt, our first response is that let's take it to the court, because there even the weakest one can take it along. Definitely the court will give you justice. But are you ready to wait for a time duration? It is initially you have that immense amount of excitement that look, I'll get my justice. But when after 4 or 5 sittings, the justice is taking still more time to come, you get impatient, and then maybe you can go out and say, let's have a settlement. But that's not the right way, because now what you're looking for in 90% cases is that look, I'm frustrated, let me just talk it over. Give it a thought. You could have avoided the entire procedure by just opting to the Arbitration and Conciliation Act. Fourth reason is our impulsiveness. We don't know how the court functions. So we think that that's an immediate way to get a solution. One more reason is win-lose. When we initially fall into a problem, it's not about the solution. It's about me winning. My ego comes in the way. It's only later when you go and spend your time, money, and when your relations get disturbed, when your public life gets disturbed, when your private life gets disturbed, only then the thought process, was it the right approach? So these are some of the reasons why a person goes and files a case in the court. Now, what are the alternatives? The best alternative I suggest is you look for a lawyer or you look for a consultant whose primary business is not fighting a case. Rather, consultancy is his main source of income. And that is where Lex Tweak specializes. We do have our litigating teams, but our primary focus is on consultancy and solving a problem. Oh, before I end this video, let me also add one more reason why cases end up in courts. The reason is when we file a contract, or rather when we establish a legal relationship with anybody, it is only after the problem has arisen do we say that, look, we could have done this, we could have done that. And ADR, as I talk about alternate dispute resolution later on, becomes a bit tricky. Because when a dispute has arisen, one of the party definitely knows that if I fight this over, I'm going to lose. So I'm going to frustrate this person in court and let me look what happens. So what do? What you do is wherever a legal relationship, wherever money, wherever property, or wherever any other thing of worth or value is involved, you, before getting into that relationship, add a clause or an agreement in your existing contract saying that if ever there is a dispute, we will first resolve it through ADR. Now, even if one of the party goes and says that, look, let's fight it out in court, the court says, look, there's an ADR agreement. This clause has a lot of sanctity before the law. It says that since you have agreed before getting into this relationship that you would resolve it by ADR, you have to go and exhaust that remedy. And that's all about it. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it. Lex Tweak also offers free weekend consultations. I've put all the links in the comment box. I hope you like this video and share it with people who are in need of it. Oh, and by the way, we also offer our services on Zoom. Thank you. Have a great day.